Well, hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe Edwards at Bramall Lane. Joe, I thought this was going to be a difficult game. This was pretty difficult when it was on. As games go away from home to start the season, Sheffield United, it's really difficult game, but they passed the test with flying colours.
Oh yeah, I said to you before that I had a good feeling about this, and my inkling
you did have a good feeling.
My inkling was actually right for a change. What a performance in that first half, and more specifically, what a first 6 minutes it was for Wolves. Just so refreshing and good to see, because Nuno was spoke about evolving this team and making this team better, and while not explicitly saying it, he wants this team to be better in the first half, because they didn't score enough first half goals last season. I think it was only 14 in total, 7 times that they were leading at the break. So to come flying out the traps the way they did, especially given such a quick turnaround pre-season, they only had the full squad training for a matter of days at Compton because of international duty. So to come flying out the traps like that, and to score that Raul Jimenez goal as well, was just fantastic to see. Unfortunately, fans can't be here, but they would have been, of course, jumping out their seats at home. What a goal!
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And look, two of the assist makers on in both goals, Pedro Neto and Daniel Podence. Nuno didn't do things by halves, does he? I don't think anyone could have predicted that starting lineup today, especially with Neves on the bench.
Yeah, I would never have picked that 11, 1 to 11. It's almost as if he looks at the predicted teams and thinks, no, I'll go with that. But now...
I was going to do the 2 fingers, I'll do the 3.
But we saw Fernando Marçal, of course, at left wing back. I thought Vinagre might get the nod, but Marçal comes in. And what strikes me, really, is kind of how similar to Johnny that he actually is. Very well built, of course, solid defensively. He's been there and done it, got the T-shirt, and he just slotted in seamlessly, really solid all night. But you mentioned
probably slightly deeper, do you think, than Johnny? But at the same time, that's exactly what you needed, especially tonight, didn't you? You wanted a good, solid display. And I don't think he put a foot wrong all night, to be fair to him.
No, steady Eddie. And you mentioned Neto and Podence. They were everywhere, but in a good sense. They were constantly asking questions of the Sheffield United defence. It was hard to make out whether it was a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 at times, or kind of Neto coming into the hole, almost a bit like Southampton away last season in that second half, where Neto was kind of dropping in the hole and wreaking havoc. It was really working. But I think, for everyone, we talk about Jimenez's goal, new season, same Jimenez, but I thought Romain Saiss was outstanding. Just like a man possessed, to be honest. Didn't put a foot wrong all night, and of course got himself on the score sheet. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, but at top and going back, he found himself as a striker at one point. and probably should have scored, and then Jimenez should have scored the rebound. But like you say, this is a side of Sheffield United. It was so difficult to come here last season and to get any kind of result. Obviously, Wolves were on the reverse of a late defeat last season, but make no mistake. I know they had their chances and they had to do that to come. Especially in the second half. But this game could have finished 3 or 4-0.
Yeah.
They had some chances, Wolves, and like you say, Nuno wants this attacking philosophy, wants to keep possession. I think they had more possession at the end of the first half, or dominated the first 40 minutes, really, I think, in the game. And this is exciting because Wolves are scoring goals, and when they score goals early and they've got that defence to rely on, that's when you can shut up shop, and then you can get them on the break. And they should have probably added to that. But the fact that, if you are going to score goals early on in these games, that makes Wolves a very, very dangerous prospect this season.
It makes such a difference, doesn't it? If you give yourselves that cushion to hold on to, and, defending was never really the problem for Wolves. The defence has been solid anyway, and you saw that come to the fore in the second half. They maybe got a little bit lucky once or twice. Sheffield United hit the post, didn't they, and went close on a couple of other occasions, but Conor Cody making his timely blocks as he always does, and organising, and again Saiss, clearing one off the line at the end from McBurney, and just all aspects really. I thought Saiss was very good. If you're looking for one little thing to complain about, the right wing back is something that needs sorting, but they've got time. And for now, Nuno signed a new contract. Wolves have kicked off the season with a very good 3 points here at Sheffield United. There's a lot to be happy about.
Yeah, and look, Traore, I thought he did his best. You know, of course, defensively he's always going to be, not as good as someone like a Matt Doherty or or Johnny or whatever. You know what I mean? You've got to understand that, but at the same time, you can't really have a go at him. And then when he did go up top at the end, he was excellent. I thought, he wasn't afraid to shoot. His confidence is still up there, and that's where he wants to be. He wants to be in that front three. I just get the feeling, and we didn't see Jota tonight, but you've got Jota, you've got Podence, you've got Neto, you've got Traore. When you get a right wing back in there, I feel like Nuno is not going to keep the same team a lot this season. I see we could be a lot of changing and flip-flopping to keep the opposition on their toes. We can't predict the team, but I don't think the opposition will be able to this season, because you could have 2 or 4 starting, with Raul obviously being your main man.
Well, he's blessed with options, isn't he, in attack now? I mean, your 35 million record signing doesn't get on the pitch, and I know it's early days with Fabio Silva, but it's still something to be considered. I mean, Jota, after his Portugal goal, I thought was a shooing to start, really, but he doesn't come off the bench either. So it just shows the level of options that Wolves have got now. I mean, that right wing back, I think Oscar Bird did all right, actually, when he came on. I think he's, you can't really fault him. He's kept his head down. And
you can guarantee we'll see him against Stoke on Thursday night, that's for certain.
Well, that's it. And he's kept his head down, and he's got himself some minutes. We saw Vitinha come on towards the end as well. Marcel, of course, making his debut. There's so many positives tonight. Now, everybody to a man, really, played their part, and coming here and picking up 3 points is never an easy task. So to start off the season with this is really encouraging.
Champions League, here we come, Joe.
Well, maybe not just yet, but we'll see.
Sheffield United 0, Wolves 2. For the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.